Good morning. Welcome to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy, with your host, Frank, the Crypto Tank. We have a lovely Thursday morning here, November 6th, 7 a.m. Colorado time. Welcome to our channel. Welcome. Tap like and subscribe, please, if you don't mind, down below. It helps us a great deal. Today's episode is, as you know, Ripple's $500 million investment round. We're going to get into all of this today. Let's hop into her today. I hope you're having a great time wherever you are, either this morning, this afternoon, this evening, anywhere on this planet. Welcome to Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy. What we do is lay out the truth of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Things like Bitcoin not being a store of value and what a bunch of nonsense that is. There are 4 criteria to hit to be a store of value and considered that, which we all know in the financial world, and everybody's basically lying to themselves that wants to keep buying Bitcoin as a store of value. How silly. Go check our videos and see how funny that is. Anyway, we don't need Bitcoin to go up. Please don't get nervous. Everybody's, oh, Tank, be quiet. Bitcoin has to go up first, man. You know that. Then we got to have Ethereum go up, and everything's got to go into the Solana. What a bunch of robots. How ridiculous. Can we stop being robots and wake the heck up? Oh, if you say this time's different, then that means you're not being a robot, and you're saying this time's different, and it's not like the wind-up version we always get. The wind-up version. Yeah, no. You're saying this time's different. You have a tinfoil hat. How stupid. The next time's always different. Oh my gosh, people, please, if you want the truth and you want to get away from the nonsense in crypto and get to the truth of crypto, you've come to the right place. We don't mess around. We don't play any games. We don't care what anybody thinks. If we hurt your feelings, it's your problem. You're on your ride alone. Tough crap, don't watch. You know what I mean? That's how we approach life. We're still kind of nice. I'm not responsible for you. It's the bottom line. I'm not a financial advisor. Therefore, I can say what I want. I don't care what you think about me, right? So that way, I don't have to worry about skating around things and not being honest and truthful and direct because I have to worry about what the robots think. No, I don't. I say what I want, all right? Now, look I try to be as kind as I can as I'm saying it, but I spit the truth as I do it. And I spit the truth as I do it. There's no but there. And I spit the truth. All right. Bitcoin is not a store of value. Please wake up, people who know anything about crypto. Oh my gosh. Please stop with store of value. It misses 3 of the 4, not the least of which is scarcity. It doesn't go anywhere except hides in wallets. It doesn't get burned. Okay, please stop being stupid. Okay, now I'm going to start getting pissed. Bitcoin never gets burned. Hello, what do you know about crypto? Do you know anything about crypto, people? Bitcoin does not get burned. No, it doesn't. It doesn't get burned. It stays in the wallets. It stays all over the planet, ready to be dumped on someone else after it's held. It's ready to be. I'm going to start screaming this morning, early on a Thursday morning. The guy's already screaming. I've been up since 3 a.m. for good reasons. I slept awesomely. Went to bed at 8, got up at 3. Like a little ninja, working at this desk at my joy. Until it's now 7 a.m. And here we are. I've created the episode and some other things. We've got some long form shooting today we're going to do with my guy coming over for the channel. But we're having a blast. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of joy, of course, too. Yeah, who's up at 3? Let me ask you, who's up that's listening to this is up at 3 a.m., 3:30 almost every single day working on their joy? I am. I love it. I hope you find your joy. I hope you find what I have found. Because it makes sleeping and walking around the waking hours much easier. So, yeah, the Bitcoin's still hanging around. The XRP gets burned on the ledger, right? Right. Bitcoin gets used. I buy a coffee with it. It does not get burned. It stays available for someone else to keep using. Uh-huh. Go find out about it and research. Welcome into the comments. I'll get to you guys in a second. I'm on a rant. I'm pissed off. Well, not pissed off. Here's what I am. I really don't care what people think about me. I care what people think to the extent that what you all think determines your destiny and your ride. And I see a lot of people either like this with horse blinders and or like this with eyes kind of half closed. I don't know. And I don't freaking know everything. What the heck do I know? I don't know a lot, okay? Really. I'm going to be humble and honest with you, which is proof that it doesn't take that much. I'm not that smart. Come on. Welcome into the channel. Totally awesome. Welcome in. Justin, welcome in. Francisco, welcome in. Mansager, welcome in. Yeah, Justin says, I feel that. I know I'm doing a little preacher here. Preacher, teacher. Sorry, guys. I'm being a freak show here this morning on YouTube. I know. Let me stick to the content. Let me get to some of this here, guys. I hope that I want to come across the right. I do care about what people think because I don't want to turn people off, obviously. So there's, to an extent, I do care what people think on YouTube. I don't care what you think about my take on things, I guess. Because I know I'm resolved and I see the truth of it. Justin says it's like watching someone plow into a wall and you're like, dude, you're going to plow into a wall. And they're like, you're a conspiracy theorist. Dude, exactly. Thank you, Justin, and welcome into the channel. Every once in a while, like we got Chris recently, totally awesome. All these people, Francisco Mansager, now we got Justin. We got somebody cool on the channel, meaning someone who, no offense to anybody who doesn't see this stuff. We all see it when we see it. I'm not judging anybody. I'm a nice guy, okay? Even though I rant and rave and scream, I'm a really nice guy and I'm really fair, I think. I really think I am. Because I'm a knucklehead from the word go, okay? So if I can figure this out and do this, and I had it wrong all this time, and now now we got Justin in here chiming in, saying similar things to what we've been saying, that Francisco's been saying, and also Mansager, and also Totally Awesome, and also Two Paws, and Marnie, and Luke, and all these people that are in our tight little knit here, that see the truth of crypto, that it's really actually about largely these three. Whoa, it's largely about those three. By the way, don't forget this crazy Patreon we have. And I think there's a test period too. Don't let me push things too much here on the channel because I think that's dumb. I don't like people do that on YouTube. I do want you to check it out though quickly. I don't like the pushing on YouTube, but I do like to push things that are valuable. Now look here's something else that's valuable. Let me do this real quick and I'll hop back to comments and I'll hop back to my point. Caleb and Brown is something you may want to consider. Now they're out of Australia. Please, if you give them a call, you go to the bottom, you'll see the website, you'll see the telephone number. Tell them that the tank sent you over. We have an episode with Jim Bazzani, who's the international director of, I think it's business development, pretty sure. And that's this gentleman right here. And he's awesome. His name is Jim Bazzani. We have an interview with him that you can see on our channel. And when you holler at them over there at Caleb and Brown, if you do, get Jim on the phone. And please, if you can, they'll give you a personal broker. Tell them that the tank sent you. I'm sorry I'm doing a lot of talking and not looking at you. I don't like that. Sorry. I didn't look at the peeps more often, Frank. What are you doing? Guys, Bitcoin and the crypto market and Ethereum and all the rest and XRP. Crypto market's at 3.44 trillion. Thanks for the activity. I just heard something happening there. I'll get back to in just 2 seconds. Bitcoin is at 102,836 per coin. Ethereum's at 3,366 per coin. And XRP is at $2.29 per coin. You know that we purchased a whole mess of XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, Algo, IOTA, Quant, ADA, all the 8 ISOs. Way back, you know that the tanker found them. No, don't be bragging now, tanker. I found them about 8 months before anybody ever mentioned one word about an ISO on YouTube. That was about the time my wife said, and it could have been 6 months. It was like 6 to 8 months. The wife said, how did you know about that? And how did we buy all those already? I'm like, well, because I went to town. And she goes, you better get on YouTube and tell people. Because now they're starting to tell people about what you found, like literally a half year before anybody got on top of it. And we bought them all, by the way back then. What? Now look at what we also got a hold of was ICP, Internet Computer. Now, if you look at it, it's at 35.65%. Now, I got a very intelligent genius friend of mine who is into crypto and actually turned to be onto crypto. Heads up, Gabe. What's up, brother, man? Gabe is a little genius, and Gabe knows all about Internet Computer and alerted me some time ago, so I was able to purchase it back here. Thank goodness gracious me. I got a whole buttload of it right down in here. No, I'm sorry, not there. No, I got it in here. It was like $4 or so, $3 or $4, the wife and I. So, good Lord, God gracious, good, let it be the Lord God, Almighty Savior. Thank God for Internet Computer, because this is not correct. This all-time high of $750 is actually not really the all-time high. That was paper traded to the hilt. That thing is actually 2,200 or 2,300 or something. Thanks to my buddy Gabe giving me heads ups on things like this. Yeah, Internet Computer, that thing is being messed with. Watch that thing go. Never financial advice on the channel. I'm not a financial advisor. You could lose your socks, your shirt, your shorts, your hat, your glasses. As Sal Rosenberg says, your glasses, everything in crypto. Do not listen to anything that I say. You must consult your RIA, your registered investment advisor. That's that lovely little character that sits at your kitchen table and tells you which 401ks to jump into. Now, look I'm not knocking the Schwabs and the Fidelities of the world and blah, blah, blah. You guys do your thing. You guys are a powerful part of the whole financial system, as I've started to learn recently over the last 6 years. I'm a contractor, by the way, who runs a few businesses. And I got into crypto some time ago and said, oh, geez, why don't I start a YouTube channel since I've learned all about, finance now? And, well, first, crypto is what I started with, and you know the truth. If you're truthful and you get after crypto and get research, and you have to learn TradFi as well. You just have to in Forex markets, right? You've got to learn it all. At least to a certain degree, you've got to learn it. I don't learn it all. Come on. How silly, Frank. Don't say silly things. You don't learn it all. You learn as much as you can. That's what we do. That's what we're here for. Thank you for your activity here. Let me quickly, let me get that out of here. And let me go here. Let me go here. Let me go. Oh, thank you for jumping in. Oh, Andrew, thank you for subscribing, my good sir. Appreciate you very much. And by the way, I got to jump on Justin's comment. Dude, yeah, absolutely. It literally is like watching somebody whack their head against the wall constantly. And they're like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. It's like, dude, are you serious? Are you paying attention to any of this? I'm old and I got this. Look I'm 54 years old and I latched onto this stuff and figured it out. And I know, stop, don't even start, Frank. All right, anybody can do this thing. I know a little bit about crypto now, thank goodness. And it's only taken a few years or so, maybe 6. Now, we got a $500 million strategic investment round that's turning heads across the crypto land, guys. Let's start with the basics here. Ripple has just announced $500 million raise, valuing the company at around $40 billion. Bet you didn't know that, because I didn't know that. Just because I didn't know doesn't mean you didn't, but I bet a lot of people don't realize it's now at 40 bill, because I've been trying to say 17, 20 bill for the last weeks, and I thought I knew what I was talking about. The round was led by some serious Wall Street muscle guys, Citadel Securities, as we heard of, as we all know that. Well, I'm not going to get into details on that. What happened with oh geez, don't even say the name. That way you don't have to get in trouble. Some years ago, Fortress Investment Group, also Pantera Capital, Galaxy Digital, peeking ahead again, Brevon Howard, and also Marshall Weiss. This is not a meme round, by the way. It's institutional money backing this stuff. This is infrastructure money coming in, guys. Ripple says the capital willpower is expanding institutional crypto services, stablecoin, custody, prime brokerage, and corporate treasury solutions, all built to deepen financial integration with banks and corporates worldwide in the coming years for Ripple. Now, let's break this down. First of all, validation of infrastructure concerning Ripple. These aren't just, in recent moves, these aren't just retail speculators, guys. Citadel with this $500 million move. Citadel and Fortress build market plumbing for a living. This is what these companies do, guys. If they're writing checks to Ripple, obviously they know. They're saying we're investing into these future pipes of the financial system, the new QFS or quantum financial system, which is, by the way, XRP, XLM, XDC, Algo, IOTA, HBAR, Quant, ADA. Those are the 8. Not a financial advisor. Don't ever buy those 8 because of what I say or do. Never play this video back 3 years from now and look at what I was saying about those 8, about XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, Quant, ADA. Never buy any of those. And never play this video back 3 years from now of me saying this, when each of those are at least $200 or $300 a coin. You can't not laugh after you say what the truth, the future truth is. Come on, this is obvious stuff. And I had somebody in the comments say something like, "Oh, hype or just something I forgot, something about us being hypey. Really? Play the video back in 3 years and tell me if XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, ADA, and Quant are not all at least at 55, 70, 50 bucks, 75 bucks, $100 per coin. Some of them will be $200 to $300, and I bet Quant is at about $1,000-ish or so in a few years. In a few years. What's a few years, Tank? Who cares? Let the market tell you what it is and stop being impatient and stop trying to call when you're going to die. You don't know when you're going to die, and neither do I. I didn't mean to rhyme. I just did it that time. That time I did. Oh, I was going to do it again, but that'd just be too much. Guys, you can't call when and how you're going to die. That just happens unless you commit, unless you take it, right? You don't know. And you also stop being so uncomfortable, please. Just relax. You're going to be fine. Nothing can touch you. You're an eternal soul inside a shell of a body, all right? You inhabit different ones and you go on different rides once you leave this place and you die. Please stop worrying. It's actually sad that you can't die. You're actually kind of like a vampire. You can't die, so it's kind of weird, all right? You just go on another ride. It could be here. It could be in another system. It could be on another star system. It could be as a blue creature. It could be as a bird, a hawk here. It could be as a weird creature you never even knew of on another star system. My goodness. Yes, it's about crypto. Don't worry. I'm trying to help you. See, if you understand these truths, that you're an eternal being and you can never be destroyed ever, and nothing ever can hurt you, only the physical body you inhabit on whatever ride you're on, you're an eternal light body soul. I almost want to say dummies. Don't you know what you are? You can't be hurt or touched. See? So when you operate this way, now you're not operating in fear when you're on each ride. Interesting point, Frank. Right. Now you invest with tact and good sense and logic out of nowhere. I don't think I've ever made any mistakes investing, and I'm not kidding, and I have a lot, and I'm not bragging either, and anybody around you will tell you the truth, because I operated as somebody who's been doing it for 30 years the day I started, because I researched the living crap out of it, learned it, and practiced, and blah, 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 before I did anything with real money. And then I turned myself on. That's why, how come I don't fall? But very rarely. Hello? Anybody listening? Do you all play it this way? I know the masters out there do, and they're like, this guy's smart. Yeah. So are you. Anybody can do it. It's not hard. It's easy. I can be emotional going on rants here now, but I don't do that when I pick this up. When I go to invest, I don't do that. No coffee happening. Don't invest with coffee in you. Please stop that. Oh boy, I know a lot of people are going to not like me on the channel because I spit too much truth. Sometimes the truth is a little too truthful. Things that we do that we know we should probably chill out on, like drinking a lot of coffee and then go trying to invest, like thinking we're a day trader and we're going to go leverage and playing with leverage, and then go thinking we're going to day trade and leverage and do this better than people who've been doing it for freaking 3 decades and still can't do that well. Are you kidding me? What are you, crazy? Come on, wake up. Smell the, it's not coffee, but smell the, this is herbal, this is mushroom tea, but smell your coffee. I love you all dearly, and I don't want to see you fall. So mitigate risks best you can the way somebody does it that's been in TradFi being successful for 40 years. Do it like that person. But get on a fast horse while you do it and be very cautious. Okay? Do it like that, in my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever the heck you want. That's why way I did it. That's why I'm holding massive quantities of all the ISOs and also the other 46 projects that I hold. And I don't mess around with any reg stocks except for some of the Mag 7. Sometimes I play around. I don't care. Who cares about TradFi? I don't care about TradFi anymore once I see DeFi, because DeFi is the future of TradFi. They are integrating the new quantum financial system. Is happening very shortly, and we are going to see a completely different picture. Nick, welcome in. I get excited when I see my peeps hop back in. Nick, what's up, buddy? Justin, a new player. Welcome in, dude. Welcome into the channel. Nick's, Justin, let's get on the timeline with the comments and get in chronological order and get on your game, tanker, because you're missing everybody in the comments, you knucklehead. Justin, my wife says, stop calling yourself a knucklehead. That's demeaning, and don't do that to yourself. Come on. You got to keep yourself... because people are then going to think this guy thinks he knows everything. Nah, I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm doing. Justin says, I'm in XRP, XDC, XLM, Flare, and Quant. Well, you're a freaking smart character then, aren't you, buddy? You know what I mean? I hate to go all crypto Hulk on you. That sounded like Crypto Hulk. That sounded Crypto Hulky. Yeah, I went all Crypto Hulk on you, getting all rude and... Dude, brother man, let me not be Crypto Hulk. Let me be kinder. Crypto Hulk has actually smoothed out quite a bit. I like his channel. If you haven't checked out the Hulkster, check him out. I like him. I don't want to say anything bad about anyone on YouTube. I love these people. Crypto Hulk's taught me a lot about over the years. I watched him for some time. If you're into XRP, XDC, XLM, and Flare and Quant, Justin, you're a smart character, and I am too. We're smart. We're smarter than we used to be. Let's put it that way. Don't want to compare ourselves to anybody else. I think we, respectively, if we're playing pool against each other, right? Like I like games where you just play against yourself, and you're not really playing, chess against the computer, right? That way, there's no weird egos getting in there. You're just literally focusing with logic on what you're doing. So yes, you're a smart character, dude. In my opinion, you're smarter than what you were before because your prior self didn't buy XDC, XRP, XLM, Flare, and Quant. Neither did my prior self. But now that we did, I'm calling us smart. I'm hoping Jake Claver is about 30 to 40% right about price. Dude, Jake Claver is a smart dude. He's got another great channel. Somebody one time goes, because somebody mentioned Jake Claver and they mentioned his company, and I didn't know the name of his company. Somebody's like, hey, this guy doesn't know Jake Claver. It's like, no, come on. We know who Jake Claver is, all right? Just don't know the name of his company, and I don't really care. No offense, Jake. Jake knows what the heck he's doing, though. I'll tell you that. I've been watching him long enough, and I learned a bunch from Jake Claver. And yes, I believe he is over the target, and I'm going to say this. Jake Claver, I'm jumping on your coattails, or you're jumping on mine, because I think I might have said it even before. Look, it's not a competition. I think I said it some time before you. If you play back my stuff, maybe I didn't, though. I think you've been saying it before, because I only started in April saying this. That I've been saying it around the household for years, because I bought the ISOs about probably 6 to 8 months before anybody ever said one word about them. And I swear to God, one word, because that told me. But anyway, sitting on a couch one Saturday and Sunday morning, 2 weekends in a row, it told me. It said, go 8 down on this list right now. I Googled it. I said, what's the next thing in crypto? I'm going to Google it, and you tell me. And I Googled it, and it said right there, that little obscure one, 8 down, that says ISO 20022. I said, what the heck is that crap? ISO, what does that mean? International Center of Operation.org? What the heck is that? Oh, that's actually a real thing that actually gives the best messaging practice code for even surgical practices and dental and surgical equipment and culinary and garbage removal and everything on the planet. Bank messaging codes. Oh, they already laid out a whole ton of bank messaging codes that exist years prior, and all the banks have been using this ISO. I never knew anything about it. Interesting stuff. And then about 6 to 8 months later, everybody on YouTube on all your channels started telling you, before I ever had a channel, of course, nothing wrong. They started telling you all about the ISOs. And my wife goes, how the heck did we already own all those? And these people now, all these months later, are talking about these ISOs. Honey, I'm like, I don't know. I asked it and it told me early. Woohoo! Don't brag, Tank. Guys, Jake Claver does know what he's talking about, and when we consider thin liquidity, I think he actually makes sense, and I think he's over the target. Thin liquidity is similar to the batting average, right? Similar enough. Just take the example and run with it, okay? Just run with it, okay? If you have your first at bat in baseball, you're batting 1,000. If you strike out the next time up, you cut it in half and you're batting 500. If you hit another home run, I'm pretty sure you're batting 750 now. See? You only have 3 batting averages averaged in. That's like the beginning of our stock market years ago, over 100 years ago, when it first started with very thin liquidity and not a lot of people able to provide the books for the trading, right? And the activity, the market makers, the liquidity in the market. Cryptocurrency is not so young, but it's young enough that it still suffers from this thin liquidity. Because you know what happens? Once you average in halfway through the season, 100 batting averages, 180 games in 182 games in a season. I don't know, baseball, something like that. Once you average in your batting averages, 162 games, 160. I got to get this number. 162 games. Once you, I think it's 162. Once you average in all these batting averages, it doesn't change that much. Now you get a home run, and you're like, how come I only moved 1 point? What the heck's going on? Because you're not suffering from thin liquidity anymore. You have a lot of averages averaged in. See? So at the beginning here, I don't want to talk down to people. So in the beginning, I just want everybody to understand this on a simple level. Not just, it's one of the things. Don't like that word just. It's very passive aggressive and silly, and it doesn't belong in my world. Very rarely will I use the word just, of course. I don't know, I'm crazy. Run with it. Guys, XRP still suffers from thin liquidity. Once money comes in, $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion, that changes how much how fast the price can go up or down. Now, not right now, in my opinion. I think it's being manipulated, and I think it's been being manipulated for some time now. And once it stops being manipulated, if we still have enough thin liquidity time in the bank to be into thin liquidity, I don't know why I'm doing a Trump thing right now. If we have enough thin liquidity. I'm not even going to do it. If we have enough thin liquidity in there, then what happens? Oh my gosh, once ETFs are approved November, December, Q1, Q2, once the capital inflows come in and start smashing records, Q1, Q2 of 2026. Sorry I'm talking so fast, but I know that the faster I talk on YouTube, like it still does not have it play back to you as fast as I'm actually talking in real life. You know how the camera adds 10 pounds? Yeah, the camera slows down what you're saying like 10 frames or whatever frames. It does that. You learn that after doing the channel. I try to talk as fast as I can, and it still makes it too slow for the people listening. And I'm like, oh my God, people are getting bored with me. I need to talk faster like that guy that does that quick little thing at the disclaimer at the end of the Matchbox Hot Wheels commercial. Remember? The guy does the attorney does. Anyway, trying to have fun on the channel. Let's get back to the comments. I think you all know what is true. I think I'm spitting the truth. I think I'm being crazy guy, but I think I'm right. I think we all know I'm right. I think I'm not a financial advisor. I know that's true. I think I'm going to have, and you guys are going to have so many millions of dollars coming up here that you're not going to know what the heck to do with it. Your family is going to be like, oh my gosh, you're actually right with all that crypto stuff. I thought it was all fake and stupid internet money. Just wait for it. Here it comes. Let's be positive, Tank. Here it comes over at Thanksgiving dinner coming up in how many days? 20? Last Thursday of every November, Thanksgiving. Let's get back to comments. Marnie says, so smart. I hope you're not talking about me. I don't think I'm really that smart. I think you're just talking about the idea. Nick says, can you explain Flare for us newbies? Not really. I don't know a lot about Flare. I have some, but I don't know a lot about it. I know that it's a private. Okay, so Flare is not Ripple and XRP. Like, here's what I know about Flare. I don't want to say what I know. I know that Flare is not Ripple and XRP, okay? It's a separate thing that's connecting and connecting with the XRP Ledger and playing ball. That's correct so far. It is a separate, I only want to be correct. I don't know a lot about it. It's separate. Okay, so the Flare token stands on its own, and I've got a bunch airdropped. Even though I'm not a fan of the airdrops, I don't do it anymore. So you're up to you. I don't recommend an airdrop. When it comes to Flare, like I said, I do not know a lot about it. I know that I hold a whole bunch of it. I do believe it is related to smart contracts and the ability to run smart contracts on the XRP Ledger as a separate thing, but not inherent and sitting on the XRP Ledger itself. That's what I mean by it being kind of like a different company that's using the XRP Ledger. Now, I believe everything I've said so far is true about Flare. Allows for the ability of awesome smart contracts. We got fees involved, though, in different things, and we're just going to do this right on the Ledger. Okay, so it's not that Flare's not going to be valuable, but I think you can find some David Schwartz talk that I've listened to before of Mr. Schwartz saying that nothing wrong with Flare, and Flare's great, but we're going to be doing what Flare's trying to do in the future inherently on the Ledger. Now, somebody tell me in the comments if I'm wrong about all that, because I'm almost positive. I heard a long interview with Schwartz talking about that at one point, Mr. Schwartz. Now, that's what I know about Flare. Don't know a lot, but I do hold a bunch of Flare, and I don't think it's a bad idea, and I think this stuff's going to go crazy, including Flare. So I think you're going to make a lot of money on Flare if you didn't ask me that, but that's my opinion. Francisco says Justin is going to be high, but not sure how high. I tell you that it might melt people's faces, and it might. And we all may be wrong with price predictions. Who knows, Francisco? You could be correct about that too, my brother. We're going to see where this all goes. I think we are going to get some face melting coming up here. I have my reminders ringing that I have to shoot in a little bit with my guy, our long form videos. I think it is too, says Justin. And I think next 365 days should be pretty sweet. I think so too. I think a lot of people, including my wife, are like, now when's this stuff going to happen? And when's going? Don't worry. It happens when it happens. Justin says, have you ever seen this XRP calculator and who made it? Interesting. Yeah, it was made by this dude, and then he stopped, and he said, I'm not going to do it anymore, and somebody else ran with it and said, I'll keep doing the XRP calculator or whatever, and it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's interesting, and who knows? I think that's what you're talking about. Yes, I've seen it. South, welcome into the channel, brother man. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure about that XRP calculator. I know that anybody who is, here's what I'm going to give you as a quick take. See, this is what happens. I have a whole bunch to give you on my talk today, but the comments are more important. And if we are realistic, guys, let's be basic about this. In the next 365 days or so, if we look at prices, I think that anybody holding, let's say you got 50,000 XRP that you're holding, to keep it at a low number. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I don't have that much. It's like, whatever. Let's say you got 50,000 XRP and you saw it all early enough and you bought on. See, because if you see it early enough, you get to buy on little money. See what I mean? We have videos on the power of buying early. I got to get to these comments, guys. Seth said, Ripple is laying the pipes. No, Flair's not the one with David Duchovny, Marnie asks. No, Flair is smart contracts. You're talking about the Flexa network, which is the AMP token. The AMP token, and I think it's still Flexa, but that was the David Duchovny commercial. Anyway, that was that one. But anyway, Seth says yes. They've been laying the pipes, and yes, they have. And to my point, XRP now being at a, let me share my screen. Excuse me, now being at a price of, and how funny that bit tensor is sitting right there with ICP. How hilarious. ICP and bit tensor. No, it's all about bit tensor. Really at 385. This is really the one. How hilarious. Boy, the crypto market's pretty funny when you see the truth of things and the games people play. See, all the great ones are at lower prices right now, being suppressed so that institutions can keep buying and keep paper trading the crap out of these things. Yeah, that's what's going on if you see the truth of crypto. Then what about Zcash? being at a higher price tag. You don't know what you're looking at. So 544. All right. Anyway, come on. Let's not laugh too much. Don't laugh either at people, and be kind and be nice, because Frankie, you didn't see the truth about these things at one time either. So don't you dare go laughing at people and pointing things out and being a knucklehead. Okay. So be kind to people. So here you go. Look at XRP's way back when we bought it back here. A whole bunch of XRP back in these days and back in these days. Bought a whole bunch of XRP. Never sold one gosh dang XRP, and bought a whole bunch in here and a whole bunch in here. All right. I did. NXDC, and I bought them all early. Okay. So let's say you did. Let's say you're running with, I'm not going to divulge any numbers. I'm not saying I'm running with any certain number. You know that 50,000, if you saw XRP early, is not really a lot to have at all. But let's say you got a measly little 50,000 XRP, and it goes to, I don't know, $10. Well, you're holding $500,000. Why would you even want to cash out the XRP? Don't touch it. You leave it alone. Not a financial advisor. Now, you got yourself to your 50,000 XRP, and it, of course, goes to its $200 per coin at least, 300, 500. We know it's going to 2, 3. All right, guys, anybody who does not see that XRP is not going anywhere in this world but to $2 to $3 to $500 to $1,000 to perhaps $1,500, $2,000-ish, could even be $5,000, $10,000 or so. Jake Claverland, he's not wrong. I don't believe he is. Could even be $20,000. It has to be at a high price. If you know what you're talking about with crypto and XRP, you know what the heck you're doing. It has to be at a high price. Okay, anyway, even if it's only at $200 or $300, you're still dealing with $10 million when it goes to $200 before you take your taxes out. Wake the F up. Holy crap. People are like, should I buy some XRP? I'm like, are you stupid or not? No, it's a yes or no question. I need a yes. Frankie said you're going to be nice. I'm like, are you stupid or not? Yes or no? No, yes or no? You got to answer me. I asked the question. Frank, stop being mean. I'm being funny, by the way. I'm not being mean. I'm being funny. That was a joke. Be nice to people, Frank. Now look if you're holding the 50,000 XRP and it does do its thing at the $2,000 or so, you're now holding $100 million just in your XRP. We're not talking about your XLM you're holding, because if you're holding that, you probably bought about 30,000 or so XLM if you made that move. And if you did that, XLM, the little brother or sister is going, if those are that's at that prices, even though token, look I know, come on, I know crypto, don't worry. I'm already matching it all up in my head like a crazy quantum computer. In fact, I just tweaked the way my computer does when it blinks because it's thinking too hard. My AI, all right? I just did a tweaker, all right? Don't worry. I'm processing it all best I can, as fast as I can, doing the math in my head. Don't worry. Matching all up to all the fundamentals. And I'm saying at that point, when XRP is at about $2,000 per coin, I'm going to say that XLM is about $500, $700 per coin. And I think you all know I'm right. Ish. Marty, I don't know. Maybe I'm on, maybe I'm not. I don't know. 500. So that means you're holding 15 mil or so before taxes in your XLM. And if you did that, you probably bought somewhere around 30,000, 50,000 or so XDC. Now, if you did that, at that point, XDC's got to be at least $100, $150 per coin. At least. That's another 7.5 mil. Now, you got to pay your taxes now. Now, if you had some HBAR and you had about 25,000 coins of that, let's say you had 50,000 and you really saw it, and you had it's not really seeing it. That's not really that much HBAR, guys. I'm sorry. If you bought early, that's not that much. So let's say you got a measly 50,000 of HBAR. And now on that one, at that point, HBAR is at about $500 or so. It. That's about 25 mil on that one. Now look at this point, you're sitting with about $200 million before taxes. That's not financial advice. That's obviousness for anybody who's paying attention to crypto and blockchain technologies and fundamentals in the world and Forex markets and chart reading, generally speaking. Go back 10 years on it. What's happening in the crypto market? What's happening in politics, geopolitical landscape, and so on and so forth. Again, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you smart? Yes or no? I asked before if you were dumb. That's not really very nice. Are you smart? Yes or no? Answer your question if you're smart or not, if you think you're smart. I can't answer it for you. Let me ask it another way. Are you aware of what's happening with all this stuff? I know you're aware about a lot of stuff. Are you aware about this stuff here? The whole crypto stuff? I'm not talking about here saying bullcrap. I mean, when you don't know something or somebody says something that makes you a little uncomfortable about crypto, do you literally stop everything you're doing and pull out your phone or whatever and go research and find out about it to the hilt right then and there because you can't be deficient in your crypto knowledge? Do you do that? I'm asking you if you do that. If you don't do that and you invest heavily in crypto based on what I say or just someone else says, just that word again, simply what someone else says, please don't do that. I'm not a financial advisor, but that doesn't make any sense. There's something called Gnosticism, 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 which means you don't believe anymore based on what you think or are making up in your mind or are assuming a fantasy story or someone told you, not based on evidence and fact. You don't do that anymore. Now what you do is you're a Gnostic. The G's silent. It's only what you know, with evidence that can be proven with what you see evidentially in your real world empirically, like a scientist, right? That's what we do, and that's how that's the only things I buy. Not true. I bought a bunch of meme coins because I think some people might have this crazy mindset of, I think I'm going to buy it because I think it might go up. I don't know anything about it, but it's got a cute little dog on the coin, and I like the color of their... Oh, no, the Giants are going to win this week because they got blue uniforms this week, a blue jersey, and they're going to win. Oh, my God. Please stop being insane. That's tinfoil hat. We see the truth, and Ripple is the next Amazon of the entire space. And it's based on the obviousness of the least tinfoil hat you actually could operate with. So people saying your conspiracy are really just people who aren't very smart or see the truth and are being deceptive and trying to say you're a tinfoil hat wearer. Meanwhile, they know the truth and they know we're over the target because they see the truth of it and they're like, shh, don't tell the truth of it. Hey, you're wearing a tinfoil hat. Look at that guy. He's wearing a tinfoil hat. The guy telling the truth about how Ripple got lassoed up and was running away with the financial system, the new financial system. And the powers that be said, no, wait a minute, we need to lasso this baby up and create the back door before we let this thing be the next new financial system in the world, because we always have to own the back door, and y'all know that. Come on, are you smart or not? I ask you again, are you smart or not? See? Because now it's, oh, you tinfoil hat again. No. Everything out there always has the arms wrapped around it by those that be, those powers that are running things, quote unquote. That are, you know what we mean when we say running things hold the power and hold the most amount of control and company control and shares and board control over all these things, and legislative control, lobbying control, and so on and so forth. I ask you again, are you smart? Because if you are, you will see the truth that it is not financial conspiracy at all. It is the obviousness of the truth. And once again, you then will see through the truth of the banana zoners of the world telling you to stay away from XRP. You know, it's a banker's coin. Blah, blah. Not necessarily telling you to stay away, but not telling you, hey, this is the next thing. If you look at the truth, I got eyes on it. My name's you know who my name is. I almost did a Slim Shady there. My name's Shane. That was awesome. Dude, you know the dude who wants to yell banana zone all the time? Come on. The dude's always not trying to tell you. He ain't trying to tell you about the plumbing of the new financial system. In fact, when we tried to shout all that few years ago, he went on and said, stay away from them dinosaur coins now, child. Didn't he? And then he apologized because everybody called him out. I was like, you cannot know anything about this shit. You can't know. Oh, I goofed. Sorry, Luke. Not supposed to be cussing on the lives. You don't know anything about this stuff if you don't know about the ISOs. And then he kind of had to come correct to say, well, it's kind of true because I wouldn't know anything about crypto if I didn't know about the ISOs. And so I apologize. They're not dino coins. Oh, God. Please, the misleaders of the world. I need to have a coffee with you, buddy. Hey, banana zone dude, putting out your papers still, which is genius stuff. You're a genius in the financial world, TradFi world. When it comes to crypto, you're a genius too. When it comes to telling everybody what you know and helping folks to truly get rich, massive amounts of people in the world, don't know if that's in your game book. Have a coffee with me and explain to me how the real world actions you're taking and what you're saying, banana zone dude, actually match up with you looking out for the people and letting them know about the new QFS of the ISOs. Because why ain't you all over that and yapping about it like crazy on your channel? Riddle me that one, banana zone dude. Yeah, let's have a coffee, banana zone dude. Let's have a coffee and chat about it. What do you guys think about Banana Zone Dude? Is he over the target? Because he does know finance. How come he said all these ISOs were dinosaur coins? And then once everybody called him out and said, you can't know anything about cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology if you're saying ISOs are dinosaur coins, and then he had to apologize and go, oh, well, I'm sorry, guys. I was misleading. Oh, my God. What a bunch of crap. Wake up and smell the bull crap. What people do, people. Let's see. Not a lot going on in comments. I got to quit here this morning before I freaking flip out. Let me finish the rest of my talk for all the people who want to pay attention to the truth of crypto and stop with all the nonsense. And there are other great channels that are out there, by the way. And what they're largely doing is giving you the current events of crypto, such as, recent Palisades custody wallet acquisition there by Ripple, and so on and so forth, and the latest. And I love these guys. So check them out. Check them all out, man. Check out the Hulk, check out Crypto Sensei, check out Zach, Rector, check out Digital Asset Investor, blah, 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 blah. There's a million of them. And they're all awesome. You got XRP bags. There's tons of them out there, and I love them, and I learned a lot. Raul, yeah, it's Raul. He's full of crap. He does keep a lot under wraps now, doesn't he? His mission, see, he's in with the system. Because if he wasn't, he would tell you what I'm doing, because I ain't in with the system. Because if it was, I couldn't talk what I'm talking now. Once you're at the table, you can't do what I'm doing. See, that's what it is. His hands are tied. He can't do it. He agreed to when these things happen. He's already agreed. It's okay. No problem. Yep. Just about as badly as Jim Cramer. I'm calling you out, Raul Pal. What a weird name, dude. Raul Pal, I bet you're a real nice guy, but you're not being, how shall I say this so it's taken the proper way? by the world so that it could be in print forevermore. And when I sit down and have a coffee with you and we do our interview, row pow, sounds like you're getting rough, like a tiger, row pow, row pow, row pow. All right, row pow, I'm not going to bite you, don't worry. When we sit down to have our coffee, you can explain to me how righteous you are and why and how you did not tell everybody right now, and you've not been, about the future quantum financial system, that you know the truth of it. And you know about all the ISOs. We know you do. And why you are not telling everybody, and why you had to go do Dino coin thing, and then you got called out for that, because everybody's like, if you do that, you don't know anything about crypto. Then you had to turn tail publicly and go, oh, okay, sorry, XRP community, about the Dino coin thing. Oh, God, dude, come on now. Now, look at it. We got a, what's up, up? My pit bulls love the, I call them my little buddies, and my friends are like, are you joking me? That one dog is 140 pounds. my little pit bulls, whose mouth is bigger than, literally I could fit my head inside one of my pit bulls' mouth almost. They love the show. When I get excited, they get excited, and they come around. Now, Raoul Powell, you're going to have a coffee with me. You're not going to do it because I'm going to rip you apart, and I think you know it. I'm not going to bite you, but I'll rip you apart intellectually, and I think you know it. You will rip me apart concerning finance. I know that. But when it comes to common sense and ethics and what you've been doing and your track record, and I'll pull all your videos up on the timeline, you will not come on. I know you won't, because I'll rip you apart. You didn't tell the people the truth, and you don't do that, and I'm calling you out right now, and I don't care. I don't care if you are being called out and you get just a little bit embarrassed right now, because that's your payment for not being righteous. There you go. That's your payment in this life for not being righteous. For anybody who can hear the tanker calling you out, because you play back all your videos, everybody will see the truth. Right? Unless, well, I don't know, I'm going to give you one get out of jail free card, Raoul. Here's your one get out of jail free card that you actually didn't know. And I don't believe that's true. You can't know all you know about TradFi, write your newsletter that you write, and all these decades of experience working for the biggest and the best in the world. Say you're going to get into crypto. Say you're massively underexposed in crypto. You know, I heard your whatever that dude's name is, that little, well, I can't say it. God bless his soul. He's a little light in the loafers there. That dude who, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's Tom there. Yeah, Tom. Tom starts with a B, Billy U, whatever, Tom Billy U. I saw you on his episode, and I played it for many of my friends. It's a great episode, by the way. Great job, guys. You have said there that you love lifestyle, and you love Raoul Powell. You love lifestyle, and you love to have your money into your homes and things like this, and I fully agree with you. You also then went on to say in that interview that you are massively underexposed in crypto. Interesting. So if you're somebody who's doing that, put your cards, you ain't going to do that until you know all about crypto and all about blockchain. I'm calling you out. You know all about crypto and blockchain, and you did not tell the truth. That means you found out about all the ISOs and everything else, too. You didn't tell the truth. You actually deceived. Ooh, didn't you? Let's have that coffee, buddy. I'm going to have a coffee with Raoul Powell. Yeah, you didn't tell. No, look at it. No, look at it. You're a tricky guy. You a tricky character. I ain't even watching your stuff. Now I listen to Raoul Powell and I think, how is he deceiving me next? Because that's literally what just happened, whether he's doing it intentionally or by mistake. Because I'm giving you your get out of jail free card. You might just not know crypto, Raoul Powell, but I don't think that's true. Because how are you going to say you're massively underexposed and you're all in best you can on crypto if you don't know anything about it? You're never going to do that. You only put in money into what you thoroughly know about and have researched thoroughly. That means you know the truth. Why is Marnie the only one chiming in on the comments? What are you all afraid? Oh, you guys are afraid. That's why nobody's commenting. Are my people, have you turned into lambs? Have I lost my lions? Where is Totally Awesome, Justin, Francisco, Monsager, Nick? Oh my God, the female is the only one with the kahunas in here. Everybody else got a little bit afraid when I started talking about Raoul Powell, how he ain't telling everything about the crypto. No, first and foremost, we are here in this place to help brothers and sisters. We are brothers of light. We are not brothers of dark. See, brothers of dark deceive. That means they don't shine the light on what they're saying and help them. Boom, boom, boom. They keep the table very exclusive, very tight. Yeah. See, we're inclusive. See, the God Almighty of the creation is very inclusive. It doesn't do that. I told my friend the other day, a client actually, I told the client, my friend, about crypto. She's older. She's like, oh my gosh, you're on to something, I think. I've listened to you rant for about 5-10 minutes because my husband is a broker, is a financial broker. I'm like, oh, interesting. So you hear the talk around the kitchen table. She goes, you know your stuff. Interesting. Huh. She goes, who are you telling about this? She wants to know what to invest in, blah, blah, blah. Which ones? She goes, who are you telling about this? I said, everybody. She goes, huh? You don't do that. You don't go telling everybody the next big thing. No. When you're going to get rich and everybody's rich, they don't want everybody up at their table. You don't do that. What are you doing, Frank? You're breaking the rules, kind of. She looked at me like I was weird when I said everybody with emphasis because I knew what she was getting at. She was kind of like alluding to, you're not telling everybody kind of thing, right? Oh, we tell everybody. And if there's too much dilution concerning people holding money and instruments of value, and everybody's a trillionaire and now it doesn't mean anything, then good. That's the spot we were trying to get to, where everybody is on an equal playing field and we're sharing and we're back to normal, where money's not being used as an instrument of control to control the humans over each other. You frickin' dumbasses is what I want to say. Jeez, wake up and be nicer. Be nicer to each other. Stop hoarding. Stop playing the Raoul Pal games. Everybody's invited to the wealth table. If you do that, then everybody's rich. So who cares? Let everybody be rich. Now money doesn't mean anything. That's the way it was supposed to be. Stop it being used as a tool of control. All right? Why is nobody else commenting? Oh, I'm just driving. I'm in. Okay. You're in. Okay. Thank you. Oh my God. Please. Thought I had a bunch of lambs on my hands. Jeez. I thought all my lions turned into lambs over here. I got the only chick in the comments is the only one who's jumping on board, being like, "You're right. Let's have some guts and say the truth." Raoul Pal, you know about crypto, unless you get your get out of jail free card and you actually really don't know about crypto and blockchain, which I do not believe that ever would be true. But thank you for coming back in. Holy cow! Yeah, Tank versus no. Look at not a fight. Seth, you're hilarious, bro. Not a fight. Because I'm too well trained, and I honestly hold a 4th degree master black belt in Shaolin Kung Fu and karate with weapons as well. So no, you're not going to be challenging me. I literally have been so well trained that it would take someone, I'm not kidding, I literally could go into UFC and do my thing. I'm not kidding. I would have to get back training, and I'm old, okay? But I'm not kidding. It's muscle memory, and I'm not bragging, okay? I've gone through that much martial arts training. Nobody's going to touch me. I literally am trained for all 4 directions, 5-6 assailants at once. I'm not kidding, okay? So nobody's touching me, and I'm not bragging. Okay, so that's the thing. So there's going to be no cage or match. That's going to be dumb. You would have to literally put one hand behind my back. I am not kidding. My friends who are nasty mess around with me in terms of, that kind of stuff. I got to be careful with the algorithm. I literally put one hand behind my back and they're like, just stop it. Stop it. Stop it, you jerk. Too much training by you, tanker. No, nobody's ever going to do that. But what we can do is have a cup of coffee. We can have a podcast. And if he wants to do some training after, I can show him a couple things. That'd be fun. Tanker teaches Rao Kung Fu. That would be fun. See, in this place, guys, I'm going to tune out here because I've got to get going soon. But I'm going to close on this piece. Hopefully you guys stay long enough. And because I said I'm tuning out, don't just click out because this is crucial, I think. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to go with this mic positioning, okay? Now, here's the deal. In this place, okay, there are, I'm going to say 4 or 5 key components that essentially have governance over the nice, good running of a human life. If we enjoy our time here for the 90 years we're here, 80 years, whatever time, 40 years, whatever it is, 100. there are some key cornerstones that govern. One is finance. Don't try to play games and kid yourself. You've got to come to the truth. We all do. One is finance. Another is relationships with all around us, including our situations, relationships, including our personal God or whatever you want to call it in our own head, because we're all born alone and we all die alone. Okay? So whatever that is, our physical well-being and our actual vehicle that's housing our eternal spiritual being that decided to inhabit it for these amount of years on this third rock from the sun. Are you seeing the truth of what's happening? On a tennis ball called the Earth, zipping through the cosmos at thousands of miles per second. Are you seeing the truth? Trailing the sun as it is careening through the cosmos toward the general direction of the star system Vega, because the universe is expanding at thousands of miles per second. We are trailing the sun and orbiting it in a spiral fashion at the same time, like this, behind it. Not remaining static. So we're pilgrims in the universe constantly. So we're on a journey, and these four cornerstones, or four key cornerstones, govern our very existence. So if you want to, do a lot of drinking and do a lot, hurt the body and things and eat sugar all the time, constantly ding dongs, whatever, not going to be well, not going to have the organs functioning well that long, not going to live that long. Okay, that's one aspect of human existence. But if we perform that well, eat well, they can still taste good, these foods, exercise well, be reasonable, stay fit, don't do a lot of alcohol, things like this. The body's, now we're having a nice ride into our 70s and 80s. It's simply common sense, guys. Finance, we can say it doesn't matter and not have any resources and things and struggle and constantly be in peril financially and be stressed and I got to pay for this and right? These are the 3 or 4 key cornerstones that govern our very happiness and existence on this third rock from the sun called the Earth. Right. That said, how well do we want to play these 4 key things? Do we want to have awful relationships and with situations and people and the God in our head? That's number 1. Do we want to be horrible with finance and not have resources and struggle and be in financial peril and stressed all the time? That's number 2. Do we want to have a crappy body that's not working well, always having problems? I'm in the hot bowl, spending good money after bad for operation bowl, complaining in pain, not well, look horrible. Number 3, do we want to do that or do we want to play that piece well? See what I mean? Martial arts and defending this, hey guys, martial arts and defending everything we've built to create with this monolith. Do you think that might be something worth protecting? Duh. See, people don't protect themselves physically. You got your Raoul Powells and everybody out there who think they are smart, yet they've missed one of the key cornerstones, most of them, unless Raoul Powell trains, maybe he does. But you got to be able to defend the actual vehicle, including wife, kids, people around you. Duh, you think it might be a key cornerstone? So that's what I got to some time ago. I said, you're kidding yourself, Frank. You can't defend yourself if something really happened. Suppose I spent almost 20 years doing that with a master. So anyway, I'm going to close on that piece. Do you guys have any type of have you ever thought about it? Anyway, I love you guys, and I don't brag on the channel, and I don't. I spit the truth, and I am someone that maybe can show you a couple things here in life. Never a financial advisor. Tap like, subscribe down below if you like what I'm spitting out at you and screaming at you each 7 a.m. Monday through Friday, Colorado time. I love it. I love you. I love it most when people tap like, subscribe down below and the links. I'm just kidding. Please help me. It does help. People sometimes say, you got a pretty good channel there, buddy, not too bad. How come you don't have a lot of subscribers there? Please help us, because we just started. We're trying. We opened up in April. Help us keep going. Enjoy the Thursday. See you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Have a great day, guys. I love you all. You're awesome. Don't forget, the crypto tank is a nice guy. We may be well-trained, but we're about love and kindness. That's the ticket here. Love and kindness first, whenever we can.